Welcome to Pax Europiana here from Tirana, Albania. I'm in Tirana, Albania, and I'm very happy to be here. It's beautiful. I'm here in front of the Albanian National Bank, the Banka e Shqipërisë as it's called, and I call for Albania and Ukraine to adopt the euro. Albanian lek is one of the last freely floating currencies in Southeastern Europe, as most of the states have either pegged their currencies like Serbia, Macedonia, Bosnia, or they have a currency which is directly the euro. That's like Kosovo and Montenegro, and that's ultimately the very best model. I'm calling for Albania to adopt the euro as well as a role model for Bosnia, Macedonia, and for also Serbia ultimately, because Serbia should have the euro as well for the recognition of Kosovo. That would be the deal we could offer, and that's very logical, and it would be very good for the countries to have the euro, because inflation, high interest rates, and all this bad economic governance which the history of this institution had is of course very wrong for the taxpayers, for the people, for the SMEs, and for the investors. So it's much better to have stability, because in that case, for example, contrary to like Ukraine, who war-related has a big currency crisis to come, because now they artificially fixed it, but I was calling for the euro on the Kosovo role model already in 2016-17 for Ukraine, and we would be much better, much richer, and much more happy if Ukraine had listened to me. As well, in Albanian case, now actually we have an increase and the loss of the value and the loss of competitiveness, which is very hard for the few exporters here, and it is a big mistake. Yeah? So the euro for Ukraine, for Albania, for Serbia, for Bosnia and Macedonia, very good, and also for Bulgaria. And here I call on the day when Croatia actually is joining the Eurozone, I call for Romania, Bulgaria to do the same, and of course for the euro adoption of Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, and for Bosnia, Macedonia, Albania, very good, do the same and offer it officially to Serbia. They will not accept it immediately because they are nationalists paid by Russia. But then of course when all other countries have the euro in Southeastern Europe, and also the Czechs and the Polish, and of course the Russians, and they will not allow that for the Ukrainians, but if it happens it would be perfect, and that's what I'm calling for. I'm calling for the euro for all countries in Europe, same as NATO, EU, but the euro is the tool for unification, and that's the right policy, and that's what I'm promoting, and that's what I'm hoping, and Albania could do an extremely good contribution to the world, to peace, to prosperity, by simply scrapping the leg and adopting the euro. By the way, it's anyhow happening, because in the EU it's the obligation to adopt the euro, so why don't you do it immediately if you love Europe so much and criticize us so harshly, Mr. Edi Rama? You remember at the summit last week. Good. That's a clear message. Everybody who follows me knows that anyhow. I call for the euro for Albania and for Macedonia, Bosnia, Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, and ultimately for Serbia and for Hungary, and of course for Poland, for Romania, for Czech Republic, for Bulgaria. And I want to congratulate Croatia here to have done it. It was a major achievement, and I will celebrate that in Dubrovnik when I will be in some days. Thanks a lot, and thanks for this. And the euro is the answer to our issues, and Albania adopt the euro, and don't believe any Russian propaganda of making everything expensive or some kind of similar nonsensical bullshit of some populists from the right or left. Yeah? The euro is the best currency in Europe to have, and I call for the euro for Albania. Thanks a lot, more to come. Now I have to save myself from the extreme heat here, and please, Arion, by the way, plant some trees. It would be good to have more trees, please. It's a bit hot here. Thanks a lot, more to come. Bye.